Welcome to The Alternative Voice. This week, Patty Stuever. And now your host, Valerie Martens.
Hi. Welcome to The Alternative Voice. I'm Valerie Martens, your host, and today we've got Patty Stuever. She is from 8 to Great, and she has written 12 workbooks on being grateful. Patty, welcome.
Thank you.
It's nice to have you on the show.
It's nice to be here.
I start off with, tell me a little bit about 8 to Great and what led you to 8 to Great.
So 8 to Great is an 8-step process to be the best version of yourself. To
Nice.
live your best life.
Live your best life.
I was introduced to 8 to Great by a friend of mine who handed me a book back in 2013.
Okay.
And I read the book and I fell in love with the whole process. And then my friend brought in the author of the book, M.K. Mueller, to Wichita to speak. So I got to meet her. And then she trained me in April of 2014 to teach the process.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
to coach. So I also coach. I'm a transformational coach, and I coach people through the process to be the best version of themselves.
That's amazing.
So that's where I got started with that.
That's amazing because that's where this podcast goes, is becoming the best version of yourself. So your first workbook was released in 2022.
Yes.
What led you to write the Gratitude 101?
So one of the highways in 8 to Great, we call them highways, the 8 highways.
Okay.
But one of the highways is gratitude for the present. And I just think gratitude, being grateful, is so important. In fact, if you see me and say, "Hi, Patty, how you doing?" I'm going to respond, "I'm grateful. Thank you. How are you?"
Oh, nice.
I just started saying that as a different way of responding to "How you doing?" Because everybody always says, "Fine, good,"
Good,
Yeah.
great.
So I say, "I'm grateful. Thank you. How are you?" And it stops a lot of people in their tracks, and we have conversations about being grateful.
That's
it's kind of cool.
Good opening
Yeah.
into your conversation
So,
of gratefulness.
Somebody, we were looking for some books for some high school kids on gratitude around Thanksgiving several years ago, and we were having a hard time finding some books, and somebody said, "You need to write a book on gratitude." And I was like, "I really don't want to write a book on gratitude. That's not like something I've ever thought about doing."
Right.
But I got on my email, and I was looking through my email, and I subscribed to publishing called Hay House Publishers.
Oh yeah,
which I love their books. And,
Absolutely,
they're
They're
inspirational.
amazing.
Yeah,
I
they're just
know.
awesome. And they were running an author's contest. And I was like, well, maybe I'm supposed to write a book on gratitude.
Here's your sign.
I don't know. Here's your sign, right? So I sat down and I went through the workshop that they did on Hay House. It was all online. I went through that, and so I started writing this book on gratitude, and I submitted it for this contest and didn't win, but that's okay.
Right.
And I just kind of put it back on the shelf. Never really thought about it. It wasn't, And then I was at a networking event. Jill Miller, Badass Women of Wichita. I was at a networking event, and I met a local publisher, Air Capital Press, Mandy Sykes.
Okay.
She introduced me to Mandy Sykes, and Mandy said, "Have you ever thought about writing a book?" And I said, "Well,
as a matter of fact,
it's been sitting on the shelf for a couple, it was online, but it's been sitting there for several years." And she said, "Well, I like to do workbooks. Have you ever thought about doing workbooks?" And I was like, "Never even crossed my mind."
No. Yeah, right.
So she said, "Well, let's talk." So we did. And that's where
how
it came.
That's how it all got started.
Yep.
So, what are the basics of the Gratitude 101?
So what I teach in 8 to Great is with gratitude is a gratitude process of sharing with somebody 3 gratitudes from the past 24 hours and not repeating yourself.
Ooh.
And I remember the first time I heard that, and I was like, well, that's going to be, how do you not repeat yourself?
Right.
Right. But what you focus on grows. And when you focus on things to be grateful for,
on is what
you start seeing more stuff.
Seeing more of.
Yeah, you start seeing more things to be grateful for.
Yeah.
So I started my gratitude practice back in 2013 after I read the book.
Yeah.
Of sharing with people 3 gratitudes from the past 24 hours. And I can't say that I've never repeated myself.
Right.
there's so many things to be grateful for.
There are, and we don't think about just the little things to be grateful for. I think people they always think of their home, their family, their friends, their job, all those normal things.
Yeah.
But what about the day-to-day things?
The air we breathe.
Yeah.
The ability to breathe.
Did you wake up?
Waking up this morning.
Did you wake up? If you woke up, how
many of us have eaten today? And how does that food get digested? I don't know, but I'm glad it does.
I'm glad it does. Yeah, I'm grateful my body works the way it's supposed to.
Right.
So I think that's important to bring people to mind that there's more than just the normal things. I think they just kind of splurt them out, as rote, because that's what we're taught.
Right.
Being grateful for this and grateful for that. But we really need to be grateful for the day-to-day things.
Well, yeah.
And
every moment.
You're right. The last year, I've delved into vibration, frequency, and manifestation.
Abraham Hicks.
And one of the most important things to manifest good things in your life is what you focus on. It's what you get. Yeah. And so if you're focusing on all these great things that you're grateful for, all of these great things start coming in to be grateful for. And so I like that you said that, because that's like my mentor, Laura Dungan, was on. And she has a device that's called the Healy, which scans the body's frequency down at a cellular level. And she's always telling me, what you focus on, Val, is what you get.
Yep.
So
true.
So 12 though, how?
Well, the way they're set up, they're 30 day. So 12 covers a year minus a couple of days.
Right.
So the way they're set up is each book is on a different subject.
Oh, okay.
So there's one on nature. So there's quotes in there all about gratitude for nature.
Right.
There's one about friends and family. So there's quotes in there all about friends and family.
Right.
So each day is a different quote. And then on one side, and then there's a little place where you can kind of doodle or write your thoughts about that quote.
Right.
And then on the other side, there's a prompt that relates to the quote about something that you could be grateful for if you thought about it.
Right.
Right.
So,
and then there's a place to write your 3 gratitudes for the day, and then there's also a place to write your intentions for the day.
Oh, nice.
Because your intentions could turn into gratitudes for the next day.
Right. Exactly. Right? Because you set your intention to manifest in order to. And so then, that's beautiful.
And then Mandy said people like to check boxes, so there's a little check box in there.
Oh, nice.
But she designed all the covers, and I sent in all the quotes and all the prompts and all the.
And so
that's how they're set up.
So basically, you could take one a month.
One a month. You could do one a month.
And just go through.
Yeah.
And just work the workbook for the month and learn more about gratitude.
Right.
And that
things to be grateful for that you might not have thought about.
Right. So how long did this take to do this? We're in 2024 now, so
from when I first started writing was like probably back in 2018.
Right.
Then I put it away for a while.
Right.
And then I think I met Mandy in probably somewhere in 2020, later 20, early 21.
Right.
Kind of is after COVID.
Yeah.
And started kind of putting things together.
Oh, nice.
And then
so really roughly 3 years, 2 years
at least
to get them all together and get them
out there.
Yeah. So
and they're all on Amazon. So which is nice.
I went to Amazon and you can see all of them.
Yeah.
And they give kind of a little breakdown of what each one is, and I really like that because
that's cool.
I guess they don't have to be bought in order.
No.
You can just buy them in, because I'm kind of that guy that I'll go through and go, oh, well, you know what? This sounds like a good thing to do this month. And I do try to actively work, on all these different things. And so these workbooks are a good tool to do that with. So if somebody comes to you as a coach, Where do you start with them? What do you do with them?
Well, as a coach, one of the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say, so Valerie, what is one of your dreams?
Right. Right.
And I'm going to hear, what is one of your dreams?
Right.
And then we're going to go into the future.
Right.
And we're going to act as if that dream has come true, because I want to get people into the feeling state.
Other very important part of manifesting
that dream,
knowing that it's already there.
Or feeling.
Feeling
it's already happened.
Acting like it's already happened.
Right.
I've kind of done that with this podcast.
Yeah.
I knew I wanted the podcast. I saw myself having the podcast.
Yeah.
I saw the podcast being successful. I still see it as being successful and growing, and that's it. I can tell you it works. It really does work. And this podcast was my test. I thought I wanted this podcast more than anything. And that's really when I began diving into the manifestation. How am I going to get this podcast? How am I going to do this? And as I started studying and learning, then I started applying. Everything just click, click, click. It all fell into place. And I was like, wow, I have a podcast.
Yeah.
And so then you just basically help them begin to see it happening. Do you help them implement any of the ideas?
Yeah, we got to talk about what's going on up here, because it's our thoughts that stop us.
That is correct.
Right? It's our thoughts. It's not only what you focus on grows, and that's very true.
Yes.
But it's what's going on up here. What are you telling yourself about that dream? What are you allowing other people to say that you're allowing in, that you're believing about that dream coming true?
Because internally, really, even though we broadcast, this is what I want.
Yeah.
Internally, you get that dialogue going of, oh, this will never work.
Right.
Oh, I can't do this. Oh, I don't have what I need to do this.
Right.
I can't get what I need. And so you think you're focusing out here, but really it's this internal dialogue.
Yeah.
And many people I have found have this internal dialogue. They don't even know they do it. They'll do something, say they trip or they drop something, and they'll go, oh, I'm stupid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. That's not a good thing to call yourself, and you have those little words that you say to yourself, hey, or you look in the mirror and you go, God, I'm fat, or man, I'm ugly, and they don't realize that it's that part of that internal dialogue that you're giving yourself that helps, because that's what you're really focusing on. Yeah. And so that's your reality.
It's that awareness.
How hard is it?
What's going on up here?
Is it depend on the person, but how hard is it to get that to change that dialogue?
It doesn't happen overnight.
Right.
It's a process. It's becoming aware of those thoughts that don't feel good to us.
Right.
And going, okay, I'm not feeling good right now. What is going on up here that's causing me not to feel good? And then questioning those thoughts.
Right.
I don't know if you're familiar with the work of Byron Katie.
Yes.
Okay.
I am. Yes.
But
absolutely.
Questioning those thoughts, are they true?
Why? Yeah. Why do I feel this? And am I this?
Am I stupid? No, I'm not stupid.
No.
I did something that probably wasn't the smartest thing in the world, and we all do that.
Well, sure,
that doesn't
part
make
of being
me stupid.
A human. To make mistakes is human.
I'm not a mistake. I made a mistake.
Yeah,
but that doesn't make
you're
me
not
a mistake.
The personal mistake. See,
but it's becoming aware, and I think that's the hardest thing for some people is that awareness.
It is
because they know they don't feel good,
right?
But why? But if we can become aware, what is that?
Right.
What's going through my brain right now?
Well, and some of it I feel like is outside programming.
Oh, big time.
Because you're told things.
Yeah.
You know, you do something silly and somebody goes, well, you're stupid.
Yeah.
You know, or, you know, so you're told these things. And I really think it's like an unconscious, almost unconscious.
Yeah.
I've really had to, it's been hard to check myself because I still do it.
Sure.
You know, and then I go, wait a minute, Val, don't say that. Say something else, you know, but don't say that. And trying to tell myself, don't go there. You don't need to go there because you're not that. But it's hard.
And part of when I coach is to empower people to understand that they have the power to change those thoughts.
Right.
They have the power to decide what thoughts they're going to allow into their brain.
Right.
We get thoughts coming in all the time, just like that.
Oh, yeah.
But I get to decide how long I focus on it. I get to decide how long I keep it.
Right.
I get to decide, does that feel good? Do I want to keep it? No, I don't. I want a thought that feels better.
See, that makes a lot
of sense. And it doesn't mean I'm happy all the time.
Right.
But I can reach for a thought that feels better.
Right.
And know that I have the power to do that.
Well, you know, and things come into our lives that maybe don't feel good.
Sure.
And, but I have noticed that as I've changed my internal thinking, it's helped change my internal thought process on when something happens to me.
Yeah.
You know, I always think, well, in the past, I always thought, well, what did I do to deserve that?
Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute.
And I think that goes back to the messages that we grew up with.
Yeah, I agree.
That we were taught.
Programming is what I call it. We were
you
programmed.
must have done something to deserve
and I think,
that. It's like, well,
wow, I didn't. Wait a minute, I didn't deserve that.
Right.
That wasn't me.
Right.
That was them. And I've learned as I've changed my dialogue to separate.
Yeah.
From when something does happen, oh, okay, so it happened to me, but it didn't happen necessarily because of me.
Right.
You know, that's been a hard one.
Yeah.
To change too. And so as they move forward, then kind of what's the next step? Do you know, obviously you can't know about everything everybody wants to do, but how do you encourage them to move forward?
I mean, there's a lot of repetition in what's going on up here and changing those thoughts. There's a lot of repetition involved. So then we talk about the risks. So what are some things that you could do differently?
Right.
What are some things that you could do today, tomorrow, this week, this month?
Right.
That will get you closer to your dream.
Right.
What's something you could do?
Right. What's that one thing? There? What could you do
Let's
today?
focus on that.
And
it's usually up here that's stopping us. There's something going on up here that's saying, you can't do that. The fear creeps in.
The fear.
That 4-letter word creeps in.
Oh, man.
And
that's
that stops
a big
most
one,
of us
too. It
from going after our dreams.
It's hard to get past fear.
Yeah. But if we can, and we can look, and I'll have people look at risks they've taken in the past, because we've all taken risks.
Sure. We don't even think about it.
And one of the things that I talk about when I'm speaking, because I speak to, do presentations and stuff, and one of the things that I bring up is, as I'll ask people in the audience, how many of you learned how to walk?
Right.
And almost every hand goes, everybody's learned how to walk. Okay, so the first time you learned how to walk, what do you think happened?
I fell down.
You fell down.
Yeah.
So did you sit down there on the floor and say, oh, this walking's not for me, I'm done?
No.
You had people around you that were encouraging you and supporting you to try again.
Right, exactly.
So where did we quit hanging around those people to encourage us and support us to keep going and to keep trying, and for ourselves to say, I can do this.
I can do this.
Okay, I didn't fail.
Yeah.
So that first time didn't work out so well. I didn't fail, but I'm going to try again.
Yeah.
So I talk to people about, when I'm coaching, you know, what are some risks you've already taken? Because you have. We all have.
Yeah, we've all taken risks.
And the first time didn't work out so well.
Yeah, not always, no.
But you tried again.
I mean.
And it's going to be the same thing with this dream that you want.
You have to
you're
keep,
going for. You got to keep taking risks.
Yeah,
you got to keep trying and moving towards those dreams.
And having those people around you that continue, that encourage
surrounding
you.
yourself with those people.
Yeah, surrounding yourself
finding
with
those people that believe in you more than you believe in yourself.
And I at first thought that was going to be hard to find. And you know what? It's not that hard.
Yeah.
I immediately, as soon as I shifted, I knew I wanted the podcast. Okay, well, now what?
Yeah.
And so the thing I could do at the moment was make a logo, because I'm an artist.
There you go. There you go.
And so I designed the logo, and I worked on that logo, and I worked on that logo and worked on it. Well, then as I was working on it, lo and behold, the opportunity appeared for me to go see a friend and hear a release of some music that he had done at the studio that he had recorded it at.
Huh.
And I'm looking around while this is going on, and I'm thinking, And so I just asked a question. I said, hey, would you be interested in helping somebody get a podcast off the ground? How much would that cost? And he named me a price, and I said, okay, thank you. I'll think about that. And I'm thinking, oh my God, how am I going to do that?
Yeah.
And lo and behold, the way showed up. And I feel like, that's the part of the manifestation.
Yeah.
Because I let go of that stuff that was holding me back, and I just started going for it. And it got really scary. And did it exactly work like I thought it was going to? No. Oh, no. I was crickets. Crickets is what I was talking to.
Yeah.
But I got my feet wet. Mm-hmm. It got me accustomed to the mic. It got me accustomed to talking.
Yeah.
It got me accustomed to asking questions. Now what? Okay, this isn't working out. And then I come across the friend, and the friend says, come talk to us. Okay, I get a price, and I'm thinking, wow, okay, how you gonna do that one, Val? That's it was a bigger risk.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, it happens. So I know that this stuff works. Mm-hmm. And so, do you stick with them? How long do you stick with them?
However long they want to stick together.
However long, right?
Yep.
And so, do they make appointments to come and see you?
They contact me via my email, or see me in person, or my phone. They call me, text me.
Right.
And then we meet either in person or on Zoom. Done both. And I do my presentations either in person or on Zoom. And I not only present with the 8 to Great, but I also present on just gratitude and, the importance of gratitude.
Absolutely.
But, And
what kind of groups have had you come and do presentations?
I've gone to a lot of school groups.
Yeah. I think
here in Wichita
important.
and then beyond. I love teaching to younger people.
Oh, yeah.
It's so much fun. And then I do business groups and church groups. And, just kind of in different places.
Really amazing.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So how do we find you? Do we find you on Facebook and Amazon?
So I'm on Facebook.
Okay.
My business page is my name, Patty Stuever, with a apostrophe S, Positive Practices.
Okay.
Is my Facebook page. And then my email is Patty, Patty, at 8togreat.com.
Okay.
And it's the number 8, TOGREAT.com.
Okay.
So.
And then the workbooks are on Amazon.
The workbooks are all on Amazon, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and how did they get to your Amazon link? Is that on your Facebook?
If they just put I think there is a link on my Facebook page, but also if you just type in my name on Amazon,
I think
they all come up.
I think clicked on a link in the email, maybe.
Yeah, in my email, there's a link at the bottom of my email.
Okay. Because I think I clicked on a link and it took me to you, but then I was able to follow you. So once I followed you on Amazon, then it was real easy just to go back and find you. That way I can go back and, start ordering workbooks.
Well, thank you.
So,
yeah.
I mean, it's a new year.
It is.
And it's time for change.
And what a great way,
I think the change begins within us.
Definitely.
And gratitude is an excellent way to start that change. I can't think of a better way to start the year than to be grateful just for being here.
I mean, I think everybody right now, if you just stop for a moment, could just think of 3 things that have happened already so far today, whatever time it is. The 3 things so far today that have happened in your life that you could be grateful for if you chose to.
Yeah. Yeah. And it changes your whole outlook on the day.
Even when things aren't going well.
Yeah.
There is always something to be grateful for.
Something to be grateful for. And gratitude, it's a part of our lives, but it seems like, it always comes up at Thanksgiving. What are you grateful for? And then we all got to go around the table and say the one thing we're grateful for.
Right.
But day to day, I'm glad to see that there's some focus on some gratitude because it's
changed my life so much.
It has mine
just
too.
By focusing on gratitude.
I look forward to working through the workbooks just to see how much more things change.
Yeah.
So I'll be checking back in with you on that one because then, that way you can use me as an example. And,
all right.
And I definitely like to have you back on another day.
Sure.
It's been amazing talking to you.
And you as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much for what you do.
I enjoy it.
I need to appreciate you, bringing this to us. So thank you.
You're welcome.
I want to say thanks to all my new subscribers. I got my year-end YouTube, and I've had almost 300 views. As of last month, 17 new subscribers. So I want to thank everybody who subscribes to my channel, and I want to thank all my viewers. Remember to share and like if you like my content, and I will post links down in the description so that you can get to Patty's workbooks easy and to her. And so Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome
Happy New Year.
to 2024.